like, when we kept getting closer and closer and closer, she was cool enough to tell me she used to deal with Blue. Okay, I didn't know it was gonna affect the next situations. I didn't start acting weird. I was in a weird position though, cause it's like, damn, you should have told me this before I pulled the up. Why? Cause I don't hang out with anybody that my BD cracked. I think this is where it took a turn. So we start talking. She started telling me reasons why I should get this removed. She's the one that got the laser removal place where I'm gonna go, cause that's where she go. She was giving me advice.
They met at church, bonded at the gym, and now they're dragging each other over Blueface. Did Kehlani really tell Chrisean to laser off a tattoo of the same man she once hooked up with? The internet is in shambles, and we've got the full messy breakdown. Who would have imagined we'd live to see the day when Chrisean Rock and Connie, two artists who once praised each other in interviews and collaborated on tracks that defined a whole era, ended up locked in a full-blown feud. And yet here we are, watching the unraveling of what was once considered one of the music scene's most unshakable alliances. The tension between them isn't just simmering anymore. It's boiling over. What once looked like harmless, cryptic social media posts and vague lyrics now seems to be part of a calculated back and forth, and the spark that ignited this blazing firestorm. None other than Blueface, yes, the same Blueface who was seen as a neutral figure in the industry respected by both sides has somehow become the accidental, or perhaps intentional, instigator in a rift that's getting more complicated by the day. It all began with a feature and innocuous-seeming remix, dropped by Blueface that included both Chrisean Rock and Connie on the same track. Initially, fans were thrilled. The idea of the two powerhouses coming together again, even through a mutual collaborator, had everyone anticipating a musical moment for the ages. But when the track was released, the lyrics told a different story. Subtle jabs, double entendres, and eerily timed verses hinted that something was amiss. Connie's verse, loaded with veiled criticisms, was quickly dissected by internet sleuths, who noticed references that aligned a little too closely with Chrisean Rock's recent headlines. Then came Chrisean Rock's cryptic Instagram stories of song lyrics, tweets from fans speculating betrayal, and a not-so-innocent "watch who you trust" caption that sent fans spiraling into speculation. Blue, for their part, has stayed mostly silent, an occasional emoji here, a vague "let the music speak" comment there, but the internet hasn't let them off easy. Depending on who you ask, they're either the unintentional third party caught in the crossfire or the puppet master pulling strings for maximum publicity. Whatever the case, the damage is done, and now the industry is watching in real time as this once solid alliance disintegrates under the spotlight. Fans have quickly taken sides, with entire social media threads dedicated to decoding every move, every post, every Chrisean Rock's fanbase, known for their unapologetic loyalty and social media ferocity, has accused Connie of being jealous and opportunistic, while Connie's supporters claim Chrisean Rock has let fame get to their head and is burning bridges to protect their ego. Blueface's own fans are divided. Some admire the boldness of putting both artists on the same track, calling it genius-level drama-stirring, while others feel disappointed that their favorite artist may have been the cause of a growing in the music world. As the story develops, there are whispers of more diss tracks on the horizon, potential leaks, and even legal drama brewing in the background. Industry insiders say that certain award show organizers are reconsidering joint appearances, and streaming platforms are reportedly seeing huge spikes in plays on the trio's past collaborations as fans look for the clues that were allegedly there all along. No matter how this feud plays out, one thing is certain: the Chrisean Rock Connie Blueface triangle has become the most talked about saga of the season, blending music, ego, betrayal, and spectacle into a drama that feels almost too wild to be real but too captivating to look away from.
Each other in the parking lot. We was excited to see each other. It was very sweet. It was a great interaction. We exchanged each other numbers. We start talking about what she do, what I be doing. She like, oh, y'all been working. I been getting in the gym. Like, could I come join you? Like, get me right. Like, I'm an athlete at heart. I play pro league. So we just was heading off on that conversation. Boom. Everything went great. Okay, we working out. Before I start recording everything, I asked her, because I make over 7 figures on my Snapchat. So I asked her first, because I don't know like how people is with other celebrities. So it's like, you mind if I snap like vloggers? If not, it's cool. How? Because everybody on that streaming tip, I be streaming on my Snapchat.
It all started innocently enough. After a lively Sunday church service filled with music, prayer, and a palpable sense of community, Chrisean Rock and Connie crossed paths in a way that seemed fated. They reportedly shared a few warm words after the benediction, exchanged compliments on each other's energy, and even posed for a quick photo that ended up making the rounds online, captioned with mutual admiration. To outsiders, it looked like the start of a beautiful bond, two powerful women in the industry connecting over shared faith and mutual respect. With fans already dreaming of a potential collaboration rooted in spirituality and sisterhood, riding the wave of this new connection, Chrisean, ever the extrovert and known for making bold moves, took it a step further. She messaged Connie later that evening, thanking her for the good vibes and suggesting they link up the next morning for a workout session at Connie's favorite gym. Connie, though slightly surprised by how quickly things were moving, agreed. She saw it as a harmless way to build on their positive encounter, and maybe even lay the groundwork for something real. After all, the industry can be a lonely place. An authentic friendship specifically among women at the top are rare and often cherished. The next day, the two met at a private gym tucked away in the hills, where the mood seemed light and energetic. Chrisean showed up with her usual flair, camera in hand, ready to vlog the session for her fans. Connie, not one to shy away from the spotlight, went along with it, even sharing a few clips on her own story. From the outside looking in, the two seemed to be vibing just fine, laughing between sets, giving each other props, and trading motivational quotes like longtime workout buddies. For their followers, it felt like witnessing the birth of a powerful duo that might finally shake up the tired narratives of competition between women in entertainment. But by the time Connie got home, something shifted. Whether it was intuition, a sudden realization, or simply a gut check sharpened by years in the game, she found herself replaying the day in her mind. Certain things began to feel off. Maybe it was how the camera never stopped rolling, even during private conversations. Maybe it was how quickly Chrisean started tagging her in posts, hinting at a deeper connection than truly existed. Or maybe it was the eerie sense that their interaction was being curated more for public perception than personal growth. Whatever the cause, Connie decided not to ignore the unease. The verdict: cut it off early, before things spiraled into something fake or forced. So, without warning or explanation, Connie made a move that, in today's hyper-connected world, is louder than a press release. She unfollowed Chrisean Rock on Instagram the very next day. Just one tap and the internet exploded. For Chrisean, who prides herself on loyalty and public transparency, the unfollow felt like a slap in the face. She didn't take it lightly. That seemingly small action ignited a storm of speculation and passive-aggressive posts. Within hours, Chrisean was online, posting cryptic captions about fake friends and energy leeches, while her fans flooded comment sections, demanding answers and taking sides. What had started as a simple moment of bonding after church suddenly snowballed into a full-on spectacle. Social media detectives pulled receipts, dissecting workout footage for shade, timing the unfollow to Connie's exact posts, and even analyzing body language from the gym clips. Theories ran wild. Some claimed Connie felt used, others believed Chrisean was trying to manipulate their budding friendship into a clout grab. Whatever the truth is, the fallout turned a simple Sunday connection into yet another dramatic chapter in a saga that seems far from over. What started as a seemingly harmless gym link-up between Chrisean Rock and Connie has now spiraled into a full-blown internet mess, complete with multiple layers of personal shade, alleged entanglements, emotional receipts, and public back and forth that have fans watching like it's a live soap opera. And yes, once again, somehow, some way, the name Blueface has managed to rise from the ashes of past controversies to sit squarely at the center of the chaos, fanning the flames with his signature brand of silent confirmation and vague social media posts that only add more fuel to the fire. Chrisean Rock, who has never been one to mince words or sugarcoat her side of the story, is known for many things: her boldness, her emotional transparency, her sometimes volatile energy, and yes, her deeply loyal fanbase who ride for her through every twist and turn. But lying, that's not something her followers or even her detractors have typically accused her of. So when she came forward on a live stream and claimed that Connie unfollowed her because of some past romantic connection to Blueface, people didn't just scroll past. They stopped, rewound, and started paying very close attention. According to Crow, during their now infamous workout session, Connie straight up admitted she had been involved with Blueface in the past, something Crow says caught her completely off. Not only that, but Connie allegedly took it a step further and offered unsolicited advice about Chrisean's decision to keep her Blueface tattoo, which she famously has inked prominently on her face. The moment, as described by Chrisean, was tense, layered with judgment, and left her feeling blindsided. And her response to that advice? A now viral quote, "That's rich advice coming from someone who, in her words, sat on the same face she's telling me to erase." That line alone sent shockwaves across social media, with fans reposting it across platforms, remixing it into songs, memes, and full-on reaction videos. And if you're wondering whether this claim was just an emotional exaggeration, Crow quickly doubled down, alleging that Blueface himself confirmed the entanglement when she asked him directly, though Blueface hasn't publicly addressed the details with clarity true to form. He's stayed lurking behind emojis and cryptic tweets. His lack of denial combined with past behaviors has only added more credibility to Crow's version of events in the eyes of many fans. From Chrisean's view, the situation wasn't something she initially wanted to blow up. In her words, she actually tried to be chill about it. She didn't immediately confront Connie, didn't publicly shame her, and didn't demand explanations or receipts. Instead, she says she chose to process everything privately and pull back from the budding friendship. But when Connie hit that unfollow button on Instagram without so much as a conversation or heads up, that was the moment that lit the fuse. And since then, Crow has been blazing a trail of fiery commentary, emotional callouts, and unapologetic storytelling. On Connie's end, the narrative looks very different. She's been brushing the drama off like lint on a designer coat, claiming she's unbothered and focused on her career. From what she's shared, she's currently filming a new project in Paris, an artsy, high-profile series that allegedly has nothing to do with this situation and everything to do with her reclaiming her narrative. But even from across the ocean, the internet noise hasn't died down. In a series of lengthy Instagram story posts and an official statement released through her team, Connie laid out her version of events. She claims that Crow approached her at church, initiated the workout hangout, and then reacted negatively when Connie tried to set boundaries the next day. According to Connie, her choice to unfollow wasn't personal, it was protective. She didn't want to be involved in anything messy, on camera, or emotionally draining. In one particularly direct post, Connie wrote, "You don't need to make up lies just because I protected my space. I'm a mother. I'm an artist. I'm not playing in the mess." The quote quickly became her camp's go-to defense, printed on fan-made shirts, reposted by influencers, and even echoed by a few celebrities chiming in on the feud. She insisted the decision to distance herself had everything to do with protecting her peace and nothing to do with Blueface. But here's where things get messy. While she addressed the drama surrounding her boundaries and Crow's emotional reaction, Connie never directly denied having a past with Blue. That omission didn't go unnoticed. Fans quickly clocked the vagueness in her response. The internet, as always, is quick to catch what's not said, just as much as what is. Entire threads popped up across Twitter, Reddit, and TikTok analyzing her word choices, questioning the timing, and pointing out that, if the Blueface claim were false, why not just say it straight? That simple avoidance left many speculating that Connie was either too embarrassed to admit the connection or purposely dodging the question to keep her image clean, especially since she's recently rebranded as a poised, spiritually artist focused on growth, motherhood, and legacy. The internet naturally is split. Some folks are siding with Chrisean Rock, pointing out that her responses, though fiery, have been consistent, specific, and rooted in her own lived experience. They argue that she had every right to be upset, especially if she felt misled or judged by someone who wasn't being fully transparent themselves. On the other hand, a large contingent believes Crow is doing what she often does, taking a private moment and turning it into a public performance to keep eyes on her. Critics argue that she has a pattern of using emotional outbursts and personal conflicts to generate buzz, and this latest situation fits that mold all too well. Still, fans are asking some pointed questions that no one has fully answered. If Connie truly just didn't want to be filmed, why didn't she say no in the moment? Why agree to the gym link-up and appear perfectly comfortable on camera, only to pull back 24 hours later? Why unfollow Chrisean without a word, and act surprised when there was backlash? And what exactly does being in Paris have to do with a church service in Los Angeles? These unanswered questions continue to keep the internet buzzing, with everyone, from podcast hosts to gossip bloggers, chiming in with theories, insider tips, and shady reposts. At this point, The drama has taken on a life of its own. What was once a quiet, budding friendship has exploded into a viral saga that touches on everything from loyalty, boundaries, and emotional manipulation, to the complexities of fame, womanhood, and the ever-persistent shadow of Blueface. Whether this ends with an apology, a diss track, or another cryptic social media post, one thing is for sure: this story isn't fading from the spotlight anytime soon.
I understand was she got cracked by my BD before, and now we are hanging out. And she's encouraging me to get this removal off my face. But it's like, it right message, wrong person though.
And let's not forget the layered irony that's got everyone clutching their pearls and scrolling faster than ever. Chrisean Rock is being dragged left and right for being messy, dramatic, and too reactive, all while openly presenting herself as a woman of faith, a Christian who speaks on redemption, spiritual growth, and divine purpose. It's a contradiction that's not lost on critics, who see her emotional outbursts and impulsive reactions as proof she's not walking the talk. They argue that someone who claims to be on a spiritual path should respond with grace, not rage. But Crows fans are quick to clap back, saying faith doesn't erase emotion. To them, she's human, and she's allowed to feel deeply, especially when it comes to being hurt by someone she thought was a real friend. Meanwhile, Connie, usually the more reserved, calculated one in the spotlight, is being dragged into the mud whether she wants to be or not. She's not known for drama, rarely engages in online spats, and typically maintains a polished public image. But now, her name is in headlines, her face is in clickbait thumbnails, and people are analyzing every word she's ever said about friendship, faith, and femininity. She clearly doesn't want to be part of this circus, and yet here she is. Stage. As one fan brilliantly put it in a viral tweet, "The math ain't mathing. You can't shade someone's choices when you're hiding your own." That sentiment has become a rallying cry for the faction of the internet that believes Connie might be masking discomfort with faux poise. Some commenters say they can read through Connie's calm tone and controlled responses and see something deeper: discomfort, not denial. They point to her avoidance of the Blueface topic as proof that there's more to the story. Her refusal to directly address the accusation has only poured gasoline on the fire. After all, if you really didn't have a past with someone, why not just say so? That's the question echoing across TikTok duets and YouTube reaction videos, where body language experts are now weighing in, claiming her tone and phrasing suggest evasion, not clarity. On the other side of the ring, there are just as many people who think Chrisean Rock is doing what she does best, projecting her insecurities and stirring the pot for engagement. They argue that she thrives in chaos, that her platform grows every time she leans into conflict, and that this latest drama is more calculated than she lets on. To them, the live streams, cryptic captions, and biting clapbacks aren't emotional reactions, they're part of a strategy, a way to stay in the conversation, a way to ensure that even when her music isn't charting, her name still is . And of course, looming over all of this is the ever-persistent specter of Blueface. Though he hasn't said much true to his messy, passive-aggressive form, he's been lurking online, liking shady posts, dropping emojis that only stoke the fire, and letting the world talk about him without lifting a finger. It's almost cinematic. Some fans believe he's sitting back in his house with popcorn, watching it all unfold like a reality show he executive produced. There's a growing theory that he thrives off this exact kind of attention, where women in his orbit clash and combust while he maintains plausible deniability and an ever-growing presence in the culture. So what's really going on here? Was Connie out of pocket giving advice about Blueface when she may have had her own secret history with him? Was that moment of unsolicited judgment a projection of guilt, or simply someone trying to offer a friend guidance, unaware of how it would be received? And is Crow just being petty, spiraling over a perceived betrayal? Or is she finally standing up for herself and calling out what she sees as hypocrisy in real time? It's a complicated mess with no clear villain or victim, and maybe that's what makes it so captivating. We're watching the lines between public image and personal truth blur in real time. We're seeing how quickly a small moment, one workout session, one unfollow can spark a domino effect when you're living in the public eye. And more than anything, we're watching how different people handle conflict, with silence, with fury, with grace, or with strategy. Drop your thoughts in the comments below, because trust, we're dying to know which side you're on. Are you Team Crow, Team Connie, or just Team Let It All Burn? Was this a misunderstanding that got blown out of proportion, or the result of years of underlying tension finally boiling to the surface? Hit that like button if you're here for the drama. Subscribe for more deep dives, and stay tuned because if history has taught us anything, the tea doesn't just spill once. It pours in waves. And in this case, we're barely past the first cup.